sacrifice out your flying God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. You want piece of the apple, you get it sweet. You don't want no more truly mango to eat. You're still telling me that I should go out there. No way, Jose, because I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard. I pledge to serve my country, to give her a brand new start. I pledge my love for TNT with all my heart. Bamba dim be bem bem bi do bem. Bem bem be dim bam boom bam bem. Bamba dim bi dim bem ba do bem. Bem bem bi dim bam boom bam bem. TNT will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. TNT will rise again. I honestly believe TNT will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. TNT will rise again and again and again and again. Say you can't find work to do, so you're grieving, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad. She has nothing to offer you, so you're leaving God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. But before you leave, brother, make up your mind to work like a mule. Sister, 2 jobs 1 time. Yet you're still telling me that I should go out there. No way, Jose, because I pledge, yes, I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard. Now let's get down to serious work. Stop your crying, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad, and bring back the ship afloat. No denying God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. If I work with you, brother, you work with me. Together we could rebuild sweet TNT in a gesture of love. Let us all join our hands and sing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I pledge to serve my country.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check, it's 6 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock.
To serve my country.
Hey, listen to the Ground Report. That's a special this morning, the day before school open, and the day after Independence Day.
My love for TNT. With all my
And also the day that the UNC launched their campaign when it coming to the 2025 general elections. I must say a pleasant good morning for those of you that lock on. While you lock on, you do your little Sunday duties.
Now everywhere I turn, people saying, Lord, things hard.
Oh boy, Marilyn C. Tarana, pleasant good morning to you.
Where I turn, all I hear
Trevor, good morning.
things back
Gemma, pleasant good morning. Nikki.
in Trinidad.
Oh boy, oh boy. Angela, good morning to you.
In a way,
Jack Group, good morning.
countries, Lord, they do.
Don't forget to share. Not much people know about this program this morning, but I know you all will do a very good job in making people know. Natasha, pleasant good morning to you.
I pledge to serve my country, to be
Bujam Jana, good morning. Chachanja, good morning.
now that she needs me. I will work hard. You abuse her when
Daisy, good morning to you.
now you're crying blood. Things hard
So don't forget to share.
in Trinidad. Now you're
Elizabeth, good morning. I'll let people know. And we'll do some blasting,
things bad.
some more blasting while we on. Anna Ram Sami, a pleasant good morning to you.
You want these or
Hey, baby Rampasad, good morning.
yeah, it's sweet. You don't
So don't forget. Again, it's just a special today.
go to eat. You still
The day before school open. And the day after this Independence Day. Oh my God, Independence Day. Wow.
because
I would love to hear what some of you think about this day now.
my country,
Are we truly independent?
Tobago and Trinidad.
Joe Moses, a pleasant good morning to you.
I pledge. Now that she needs me,
Steve, good morning to you. Dennis C. Paul, a pleasant good morning to my brother. Thanks so much.
I pledge to serve my country.
Barbara, good morning.
A brand new start. I pledge my love for TNT
Sharon, a pleasant good morning to you.
with all my heart.
So don't forget to share.
Bambi do bam,
Donna Lachman, good morning.
bam bam boom bam bam. Bam ba dim bi dim.
Ivan, Maraj, good morning to you.
Bam bi dim bam boom bam bam.
That's why don't forget to share. Go rise again.
Yes, we will rise again.
The Antigua rise again.
I honestly believe the auntie will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. The auntie will rise again and again and again and again. Say you can't find work,
Lennox Smith.
so you're grieving, Lord. Things hard.
Oh boy. Jenny, a pleasant good morning to you.
There's nothing to offer you.
Mira from Princess Town, good morning.
Leaving God. Things bad, bad, bad.
Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. How was
Yes,
your
indeed.
holiday?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
You were asking a question before, of course.
Yeah. How was your holiday?
Inadvertently interjected.
How was your Independence Day holiday? Do you feel like an emancipated man? That you're truly
Well-
independent? You know, just asking. Michael Colby
Yes,
joining us in a little bit. Trinidad and Tobago. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Good morning to you as well, my friend, and of course, good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web, listening or viewing us, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, indeed, of course, yesterday was Independence Day. It was supposed to be, of course, and in this post-Independence Day program, special this Sunday, we thought it was imperative to, of course, come on at this time because the country needs us. I could only, of course, reference the day yesterday in connection with what the vast majority of callers and the listeners and viewers said on the corridor last night. They said that they didn't feel it, that of course it is almost Dependency Day. They gave it some other appellations that I'm sure that during the course of this morning's program that they are going to adequately describe how they felt. I myself did not play anything relating to, of course, the celebrations yesterday. I was waiting, of course, as I said then, on videos coming in and the commentary of the general public. I didn't want a song, in other words, bias, because, of course, I would have had my own feel and my own position on the holiday and Independence Day in particular. Well, of course, my expectations was not solid in any way, or I was not surprised, as, of course, most of them said that it was something of the nature that would glorify maybe the administrators and those persons who may be part and parcel of the exercise itself, a feeling, of course, that they have a platform from which they can showcase themselves, their marching skills, their paramilitary ability, and, of course, expose some of their apparatus. Notwithstanding, of course, the air guard and the helicopters and so on that will do what is called the fly.
That's
the
jokey
fly
independence
by, or
kind
fly
of.
past. Yes,
It's jokey.
but I only want to say to regurgitate one caller who made the observation. They said they saw shining, almost brand new. They say fire tenders, of course, and spraying water, and people, one or two that were lining the streets along Chagrit Road and so on. Firstly, it was a much less crowd. That's the first thing. First observation.
It was like better people, really.
Yeah. The second one was, and of course, when I look at the video, I saw that was verified. But of course, that person, if it wasn't so serious, one could have see it as a joke, because they're saying that these brand new fire tenders, and I had to tell them, listen, you've seen brand new fire tenders, but there's a psychological condition called framing, where, of course, you take the exception and make it the norm. And of course, that today was one of the opportunities, because too often we hear and we see, and of course it has been an industrial relations matter, where fire officers complain of bad accommodation, no equipment, and of course the audit that was done not so long ago confirms that there are very little or no fire attendants at fire stations, and when, of course, a major fire takes place, as far afield as possible, wherever the tender is available, they then go to the fire. But by the time they reach, because of the distance, the fire, of course, would have passed on, in that they would have made, of course, the place, whatever property it is or building, in ruin or in ashes. So I think that crystallize and certify the reality. But of course, as I said, yesterday was an opportunity to showcase. But of course, the underlying reality is that it really doesn't exist. And then, quite apart from that, subsequently, when I read, I had an opportunity.
Let me ask you something. Did you get the because I think I deleted by mistake. I would like to get it had a news clipping with Saddam Hussein there questioning the Minister of Education based on the reopening of the St. George's Girls' School, the St. George's College. And
I have the newspaper, not.
Yeah, it have a video. It have a video.
Yeah.
Anna Ramsamy, if you have that video, could you send it?
I'll find it, because that's very interesting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. But before I go there, I wanted to say that, of course, the WASA has been saying that the reservoirs are not to the level at which they expect at this point in time.
With all this rain falling?
Yes. So the possibility of a shortage of water, people do not be surprised. After all of the boasting, because remember, a whole weekend was consumed. The people were deprived of this vital, life-saving and life-giving commodity. A whole weekend saying that they're going to upgrade and etc. And now they have gone back to what I consider to be the normative behavior, default behavior, that the reservoirs have less water than is expected, and therefore, in other words, preparing us for water shortages. So let me put that on the table one time. So people, fill up your tanks, etc., whatever buckets you have, make sure and do that, because that is a telling sign, and this government consistently crashes when coming, of course, to telling us that they advance a situation, but at the end of the day, it's total chaos, mayhem, and deprivation. Let's get back, of course, to that matter with respect to St. George's College. Yes, indeed, Andy, I know, well, I'm sure, well, you said it, so I could reveal it as well. I know your daughter who passed for that college, a very iconic college, I must say, nestled in Baratoria, the second of college constructed in Trinidad and Tobago. And indeed, the first college to have co-education taking place, meaning that boys and girls would have gone to that particular school. Prior to that, there was none. So there's a lot of history, and a lot of course, important individuals have graduated from that particular institution. So it is not one to be taken slightly or lightly. And here it is. That was one of 3 schools that was supposed to be visited by the minister, claiming, of course, all the ads say that these schools were completed, and then, of course, to be greeted with even, I understand, rat feces, apart from whole windows falling out, the place very dusty. In other words, pretty much a construction site, even though it was closed prematurely, that is before the closure of the formal school year, for repairs. I think it's quite a long time, over 6 months, I believe it is. The students had to go to Valsain Teachers College. That is the college that I had done my teaching. UTT?
Yeah, it's UTT.
I think no.
In Valsain.
It's UTT.
That was the worst day.
Yeah, but originally it's the Valsain Teachers College. I can tell you that because I went there to do my teacher training. So I will tell you that. So prior it was that, but it has been converted to a UTT facility, and so that in itself has logistical issues. But then again, the minister, I think it was an extreme embarrassment for the minister. I don't know whether she was briefed before or otherwise, but to be greeted, and the parents held back no punches. They told her as it is. The Parent Teachers Association and representative and people were extremely upset. Of course, the minister, and it is stereotypical of these, what I consider frankly buffoons for prime minister, buffoon for ministers. It's clear that birds of feather flock together, because here it is. She is faced with that situation with the parents. She was walking along a particular area and saw a huge window out and a gaping hole in the auditorium. And yet still goes on the...
Where get that? You're reading that, or you're seeing it on a video?
No, I read it this morning.
Oh.
Yeah. And goes on the podium addressing the audience and tell them that everything is honky-dory, and a history of the repairs, etc., etc. Where it appears that when they have a pre-prepared script, they read in spite of the glaring and conspicuous difference from what they were reading from, and the reality on the ground where she existed. I mean, them supposed to have enough experience to adjust the script in order to not embarrass themselves, because that's a huge embarrassment. How the hell you could start to talk about the glowing, the amount of money spent, $10 million, and that of course the school everything is ready, and the school could of course commence at the appropriate time, and all of that. I mean, it shows how how these people have not grown, that Rowley has again demonstrated his inability to take people or do due diligence to get people into government that would really do justice to Trinidad and Tobago and deliver, or at least talk in a way that makes sense, and that their own common sense must be brought to the floor or to the situation in order to realistically not embarrass herself, and at the same time not have people see her as an ass. I mean, that is what it boils down to. But I thought that is a comment I would want to make on that in that regard. I mean, it is pathetic. And I noticed, of course, that all the talk we heard about the Prime Minister leaving the country at this time, I don't know. They said it was supposed to be some medical issue that would have caused him to leave the country, but I noticed that he didn't leave. So was it that they put out that there to hoodwink us to believe that he had a medical issue when in fact it was not, and he was going there for something else? I don't know. But that is the impression I would get as a consequence of him not leaving the country under such circumstances, because that to me would be a valid excuse for leaving the country at that point in time. And all of that was said to the population. The population, accepted that he had to leave the country for that purpose, a purpose that is considered to be rational, important, and so forth. But he did not. So there's further explanation on that matter, because why did they put out a press release or communications indicating that he was going for a medical checkup? And if that is a medical matter, how come he remained, and of course, and attending receptions and so on in the commemoration of the 62nd birthday or anniversary of our independence? And that is something very, very interesting. But typical of this government, always comical, and you could never get a bad day in the sense of these jokers doing something so dotish that, of course, you wonder whether or not Trinidad and Tobago is a real place. I'm hearing Mikey. Good morning, Mikey.
Good morning, my brothers. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Morning.
Loud and clear, my friend. Loud and clear.
Morning to you, my brother Andy Pitbull Williams. Morning to you, brother Lennox, and our technical director. Good morning, gentlemen, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Sunday, September 1st. All that negativity, we are quite happy to know that many of you locking on have purged yourself of that. You've gotten rid of that political rotten gut, and now you are ready. This is the zone that we are into. The Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the political leader of the United National Congress, and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has placed the UNC on election footing. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? That is what we're talking about this morning. That is where we're going to be. It has been 9 years of pressure, 9 years of hardship, 9 years of, we've gone from a creeping to now a galloping dictatorship, our civil liberties, so many things that have eroded. You have independent offices that have been politically compromised. We are here now. This is what we are into. You have a choice. Either you're going to stand on TNT's business or stay in the PNM mess. And only one bring it to you. Everything that is taking place from all angles, from all perspectives, it is the ground report. The ground report. Our network is there. The Observer, Corridor Transformation, and much, much more to come. So, folks, this Sunday, September 1st, is not about who ain't doing this. It's not about who ain't doing that. Who you don't like. Who just call and talk too long. I find he shouldn't say that. I find she shouldn't say this. We don't have time for that. That is out there. Find another program to do that on. We are in election mode. Kamala has put the UNC on election footing, and you're set and ready to go, gentlemen. And Andy, you started off with independence. This is what Rowley said.
What you say?
So, as today, as we celebrate our independence 62, I ask that all citizens join me in committing to this optimistic spirit. Let us continue to see ourselves as resilient people who are developing a country, marshaling together, navigating its challenges and difficulties with boundless faith in our destiny. I assure you that your government is fully engaged as we address all the major issues while pointing to the real prospects for a brighter future. With boundless faith in our destiny. Faith in our destiny. This is a man who is the leader, who is the prime minister, and yet still we've seen no faith in our local medical practitioners, the nursing fraternity, our own medical institutions, because he has no faith in getting his medical checkups here. He has no faith in the people that that have to do the assessment. He has no faith in that whatsoever. He has no faith in Trinidad, none whatsoever. Whenever he could get a chance to hop on a plane to skip, dip, and flip, he gone. He gone. And when he returns, he has these press conferences with nothing but buff. And I want to tell you something. You know, come off a flight, you're in jet lag. And sometimes you don't even get the press conference until 2 days later because he making it sound, he coming back to say some good news. Because remember, he's our number one salesman, Our number one salesman. And up to now, if you run in a parlor and somebody's selling your goods like that, you're sending them home. If you run in a corporation and a CEO runs like that, you sending he or she home. It could be a mini mart. It could be somebody that you hire to sell water on the side of the road. If they're in it, you're getting rid of them. Why is he still there? And now that we're on election footing, are you ready once and for all to say that this is it? This man is telling us about boundless faith in our destiny. Faith in what? An economy that is just stagnant? We're supposed to have faith in that. Faith in the fact that our education system is failing, where according to him, 2,000 plus students in the heights of the pandemic fell through the cracks. Is that something we have to put our boundless faith into? People who are now taking up the sport of home invasion, because had we gone to the Olympics in that category, we'll come home with full gold. They're jumping the wall. They're doing high jump. They're kicking down the door. They're coming through the burglar proof, fitting their body in to take what belongs to you and to even sexually assault your family. And if that's not enough, they're snuffing out your life. Are we to have boundless faith in that? Is that where our boundless faith should be? With so many of us on the breadline, so many of us where our savings have been wiped out, was there boundless faith in the middle class that is now gone? Where is this faith he is talking about? Faith in what? And that is why we have to ask the question this morning. Because sometimes, regardless who in government, you still go take a little chance and let me go down the road. If you've had a bad snow cone, let me see how the soldiers looking. Let me see how the firemen and them looking. I like to see them growing up as a little boy. You still take, but you don't feel that at all. You don't want to hear nothing about it. People sending you independence greetings, say, like, you got nothing to do with it. We're sending me this for. Has Rowley and the PNM destroyed your faith in Trinidad and Tobago? That is what has to be answered. Has Rowley and the PNM destroyed your faith in Trinidad and Tobago? Because look how many years you put your shoulders to the wheel and you have nothing to show for it now. The same house that you spend your money on and you chirp and collect your money and your bill and you add on, you know how to turn around and pay for that house again. Again, because somebody mismanaged our money. This is Sunday, September the 1st. Take a deep breath. We are now in the zone of no crying. No crying. Go somewhere else with your crying. Kamala ain't call you. You want to be a special advisor. They ain't gonna win without me. Yeah, I have to be there. I ain't get no phone. I didn't get a phone card. Somebody had to pay my HGC bill. Tell Kamala and them to call HGC. Tell them to pay my bill. I ain't have no lights. I need a gas tank. Not here. That gone. Midnight was the deadline for that, and it gone. This is about business. Who know Maduro personally and sitting on the National Security Council Good for you. Good for you. You keep blah blah in your mouth, but you have no access here. Who want to accommodate you? That is them, but not here. This is the no-cry zone. Has Rowley and the PNM destroyed your faith in your own blessed land? That is the question.
Very good
Let me
question.
at this stage apologize to those on the YouTube and Facebook corridor. My mic was off, so you might not have heard my entrance. I know that you would have heard everything else. Because of course there's a special system here where I can cut off being on air. Whilst of course the corridor, but whilst of course the ground report is
So
speaking.
it's fixed now, right?
My apologies.
It's fixed
Yeah.
now? Is it fixed?
Yeah, it is fixed.
All right.
I omitted to initiate it. All right.
Who's on the
But of
outside
course,
now?
in the term "with boundless faith in our destiny," you know that is the last phrase in the president's speech as well. That phrase, have
That's
boundless faith in our destiny. So
That's
Rowley,
right.
like he's speaking in the president's mouth. Spit in the
Yeah,
president's mouth,
boundless
and of
faith
course, and you could have all kinds of connotations there, because we had anticipated that she is there for a specific purpose, particularly when blue lights and silver bracelets start to of course become the order of the day, when they would have been kicked out of office by the electorate. She appears to be the one to, as the last straw for that entire bunch of opportunistic political parasites that have organized the PNM into a criminal enterprise, a Ponzi scheme that has now collapsed as all other Ponzi scheme. And now we're just waiting for the death knell and for the last rites to be administered. Rowley called the elections now. We are ready. We are ready. The entire country is ready for elections. Yes, gentlemen.
Have any calls? Who's on the outside? Any voice notes?
Yes. So you organize
Yeah.
and leave your voice notes. Leave your voice notes. Don't forget to share. Oh boy.
That's right.
And as
Don't
my
forget,
and
don't forget.
as Kamala Prasad Bissessa said, today again is the launch of the UNC
UNC
campaign.
general election campaign. She said September kicks it off, and today is the 1st of September. You are now in the no-cry zone. If you have any kind of problems, I suggest you go to the clinic. Here is not the place for that. When you wake up every morning, and of course you say your prayers and you have your breakfast, there should be only one focus outside of what you have to do, and that focus should be to create a UNC voter. That's right. Don't go out there and waste time with them. Don't waste time with them. Anybody you see coming at you, tell them, hey, I standing on the country's business. I don't have time for you. And you'll see how fast they go disappear. It's like you're telling Satan rebuke you. Yes, it will be like salt on the back of a frog. Just tell them, hey, I standing on TNT business.
And clearly, it is clear that Kamala Prasad Bissessa, the UNC, has taken the wind out of the sail of the PNM because the element of surprise that they thought that they would have gotten clearly is not a reality. They have, of course, been able to start screening for UNC-held constituency, which they will never get. So it tells me that there is a lot in the mortar that we don't know within the context of the PNM that they have held back candidates for what is considered to be traditionally their seats. So we look for we look for the entanglement, and we look for the vicissitudes, and we look for the engagement. So it appears that another FOPA has been, of course, brought on themselves by a decision that they would have made, and now, of course, they will have to. They themselves may not wanted to call elections as Rowley would have liked, but he would have no choice moving clearly into next year, when, of course, all his options would have been dissipated, would have been lost. and so he must call election. So
Have
I
to.
look forward with bated breath.
You have,
We have a
Yeah, he
caller.
has to.
nice. Go ahead,
Yeah.
caller.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, newbie, and to everybody out
Good
here.
morning.
Happy
Good morning.
1st of September. The 1st of September, the campaign has started. No sticking. We don't want this as a campaign truck. We don't want no hemorrhoids, no appendicitis, no skin tags, no hanging. Nobody on board. If we don't want to join the team, get off this bus. We don't want you on it. I agree with all what Mikey said here this morning. We have no time for hangers on. Who want to have a pity party? Go and form your own party and have your own pity party. We don't have time for that, right? We have an election to win. We have an election to win. And from this morning, I am appealing to people out there. Check your ID card. Check the expiry date on your card, right? Who don't have a card, please try and get one, because this elections are very, very crucial. Rowley is not to get back here. We have to put him in the opposition benches and give him a dose of what he was given, the UNC. We have to give it to him. Rowley is overdoing it, what he's doing to this country, especially with that property tax. Imagine your property tax move from $100 a year to $2,650 a year now. And if after the 31st of this month, it is not paid, you have to pay 10% interest and then 15% after that. Where people getting money from?
Yeah,
I know
boy.
Donna
Miss Santa Cruz, when is the deadline? When be quiet and all get our
the
stupidness,
31st, the 31st. The 31st
September.
of September. Yes, so we have
and if you pay,
30
because I
days.
say, I say me pay.
Sorry, we only have 30 days. We only have 30 days in September. Sorry,
Right.
The 30th of September.
The 30th
And
of September.
interest starts accruing on the 1st of October. Andy, we have 29 days in which to pay that property tax, right? So now,
And if we
they
don't,
drop it 1%.
All right, let me say,
Interest start accruing.
many of we
Interest,
right,
interest,
plenty interest,
interest and-
right?
and this will
And let me
accrue.
say the government and lose the election, or all right, but we know if Kamala Prasad says to them win the election, they say they're going back to build land
She's
and
going
building
to scrap
taxes.
it. She's
and
going to scrap
it.
the property tax. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this really legit now that this will happen and all of
Yeah.
this? Is it legit?
Yeah, it's legal. It's legal. It is legal. After they pass it with the 2%, it is legal. So all those who say that they're not paying the property tax, just brace all yourself for that 10%, just in case. Just in case. Well, until the elections are called, right? The 10% starts accruing from the 1st of October.
So what that means,
right?
we have to,
So
who could
either
afford it?
way-
So what that means, who could afford it have to pay that? And
Pay it, yeah.
oh, sure.
Nothing matter who, Andy, listen to me. It's not the matter who could afford it, Some of us can't afford it, but we don't want to lose our homes. We don't want to lose our homes. That big chunk of money coming out of our pension. And now Donna Cox coming to talk, but she's Rapunzel here, and she my long eyelashes coming to tell people about if you're getting NIS, you ain't getting welfare because it's not a right. What is wrong with, and I want to know if people not listening to those things, Andy. Are people not listening to those things? Hearing all this nonsense, Donald Cox and them talking, but when they resign, they get in their pension, they 30 plus $1,000 a month pension, right? They don't care about us. The sooner all you realize that the only government had cared about the people of this country was Mrs. Pasabi-Sessa's government. Only have to start working on that. Nobody has cared about us. But took away our automatic NIS increase. In 2016, he said we will get it back in 2019. We are in 2024. How many elections passed? And we're going into another one and not a single cent. All they are doing is taking from us, and bet your bottom dollar, God forbid that they get back into office, they are going to take more. And so all you better brace all yourself. Either all you get up and get on board or get out. The next fool this good September morning is Erla. Ola said that despite all the success that they had, crime is still increasing. What success? Can somebody please tell me what success in crime fighting that Ola and them achieved? Oh, Quarola, stop fooling the people now, man. Stop fooling the people. We are not stupid out here every single day. It's 2 and 3 murders every single day. Is that the norm now? And Rowley don't care. Rowley pick up himself because he could afford it. Well, it's not he affording it, it's taxpayers paying for it. And go away to get medical checkup. And we have to scrub bench. We have to scrub bench at all the institutions and then at the pharmacies, and you're not getting your medication. Well, if all these things, and we are going to highlight everything, if these things are not affected and touching all you sit down there and grumble, all you ain't get this, all you ain't get that, or who wearing a size, or who need a size 36 Brazil. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good morning.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And there's some developments that I experienced recently. I have a friend, he's in countryside. His tax is about $90-something, so he decided to go and pay 10 years, and they refused it, So
I hear about that. You know what that? Why they're refusing? They're not taking no advance payment because they must be in a position, if they decide next year to raise the property tax again, they must be able to. So we mustn't play smart now. So if your property tax is at this rate now, and they leave it open, who could just pay at 10 years one time so they could breaks in case they make a raise on it again. They want that. So you have to pay it yearly. They want nothing more than every year. Every year. So in case next year, they want to raise it, and the people of Trinidad they go play stupid and the PNM come and win the next election, when we all we have to do is give Kamala Prasad the opportunity and the UNC in order to scrap that. Let me go back to the land and building taxes and be dealt with fairly. Breads, we need to move this government. So you're correct, Lennox.
But there's another side to that argument.
Let me hear.
It could also mean that in case they are not certain, the government is not certain as to its legitimacy, because there are contemplation of challenges and so on, and they want to make sure that they have much money to pay back when that time comes, if of course the thing has proven to be unconstitutional, etc., etc. So I think that is also a position that I'm sure they would have been contemplating, because nothing is never absolute and totally right with this government. They test the waters.
Yes.
They introduce these punitive measures. Why would you say that people after a certain period that they could lose their house and interest is being accumulated and etc. All that is
try to frighten people to go and pay.
That's right.
Them expect a big piece of money.
That's what they are doing, and at the same time they ensure that what they did, if it is sustainable, so they prefer, of course, to play it safe by not asking people to pay in advance. So you have all of those factors. Yeah.
That's right. You and Andy are correct. That's right. And that's why people have to understand, coming into this zone now, the focus, and Andy said it, is that get rid of this government. This government has to go. It just does not add up. You talking about extra money again. What have they generated as far as revenue that you may have gotten direct access to that has elevated your life in some form or fashion? What? Your savings has been wiped out. The money you were saving for the children for college or whatever, university, that you had to dip into. You was a 2-car family. You're down to one now. And the one you have, you want to ask somebody out there working it for you while you're trying to do something to supplement the little money. So, come on. We have all the reasons why the PNM and Rowley should go, and yet still making all the excuses as to why it is we can't do something. People, it doesn't add up. It just does not add up. We are now in the no crying zone. There'll be no more crying. We have anybody who's on the outside?
Yes. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I want to say happy September to all of us. I want to say happy independence, but honestly, that is a tall order for me at this point in time. So all I'll
I
say is have a
love
blessed
your
week.
quota. Yes, that quota, putting up that quota. Today I'm paying up that quote, I'm paying up that. But you go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Andy, and I appreciate your comment. Mikey, what government? I mean, the first thing, I mean, this government has to go. I mean, is this a government? The first order and duty of any government is to protect its citizens, right? And when a prime minister or anybody in that position can come and say that it's not his responsibility and wipe his hands like Pontius Pilate, right? Of the crucifixion that is taking place now in our land. You tell me that is no longer a government. We have to stop referring to this as a government. If the first order of a government is to protect its people and they are not doing that, then they are not a government. And let's just accept that. The second thing I want to say, when a political party comes into office, it does so on a manifesto, whatever that manifesto, or whether it's promises on a platform, right? And then it is elected into office. Up to that point, these things are promises. But the minute you start to collect money based on those promises, and you are unable or you are willingly and deliberately do not wish to fulfill those promises, you are now entering the realm of receiving money under false pretenses. Because the contract between us and a government is that payment of taxes. Correct? Is the movement of money. It is like an architect coming and saying, this is the plan. And so a plan is a plan. But the minute you pay that person and they're unable to deliver or unwilling to deliver, they have been, and they do not plan to return your money, then they collected money under false pretenses, and that is fraudulent. We must look at it the same way. If this government was not collecting taxes and collecting money from a population with an intention to deliver, and failed to deliver either deliberately or otherwise, they have been collecting taxes under false pretenses, and that borders, in my mind, on fraud, on some fraud act. And we need to revisit how we view governments in this country. So with that said, as we move towards this last quarter of December, let us keep up the fight. Let us keep tight. Let us keep the vision clear that we want a better Trinidad and Tobago. We want somewhere we could live and enjoy life again. That is gone. Let us work towards that. And thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Oh, boy.
Thank you.
I mean, and that caller, I mean, speaks volume. The social contract entered into is always based on a manifesto fundamentally. And if it is that you are unable, I think it was Winston Churchill who said that a politician is one who tells you all what they could do when, of course, they are out of office. And when they get into office, they make all kinds of excuses as to why they couldn't do what they say they would have done. This government, however, would have done the former, meaning that tell us in a manifesto, include a 10-point plan. I can remember that very distinctly quite back in 2015. And today has abandoned every single thing that they would have promised. They even told us that they will not interfere with subsidies. They told us that they will not, of course, engage in property tax. Anybody who tell the population that this incoming PNM government, according to Rowley, would engage in property tax, it is the greatest injustice or disservice that they would have done. That kind of talk, the man talk at the Hyatt in front of international, should I say, guests, because a lot of ambassadors and emissaries were there. So you are quite right, ma'am, when you say that a government that would have betrayed the people in that way has no place in government, and they have perpetrated a fraud and must be, of course, dealt with criminally and in this case as well, civilly, and let the chips fall where they may.
You're right, Lennox.
Morning,
You
caller.
are correct. Morning, caller. Go ahead, caller.
We have a caller? Go ahead, caller.
Yes.
Blessed morning, Andy, Lennox, and Mikey. Andy Williams,
Morning.
Mikey K, and Lennox Smith. Where is the Auditor General?
Yes.
What happened to the Auditor General of Trinidad and Tobago? Well, don't let this one slip away. Don't let this one slip away. Where's the Auditor General? Why they had was a swaying acting Auditor General? Where is the Auditor General of Trinidad and Tobago?
So the Auditor General not around?
And the Auditor General is...
According to her legal representative, Anand Ramlogan, she is on vacation. And the action that was taken in her absence, assuming that she is on vacation and have no reason to doubt, is that they had to swear in acting Auditor General. But this government, there's always something sinister, always something more in the mortar that is worse than evil. So we wait with bated breath to see what will happen. But the caller has raised a very important point, and I think we who initiated, of course, support for the Auditor General in the stance that she would have taken, I think we need to do a little more in terms of inquiring as to her whereabouts and what actually is happening. Maybe she may well respond because she did in fact receive us very what I consider to be cordially and appreciated what we did when we, of course, batted for her and delivered a letter in that regard to her.
And I think Lennox basically the call is just letting us know, as we always do, that to keep an eye on it, and we intend to.
That is what I'm talking about.
To keep a very, very sharp eye. We are focused on that, my friend. Trust me, very much laser focused. Yes, that is the kind of caller. That's what we're talking about. Do something. Get involved. All this crying, and I this and I big up. It's all kind of nonsense. Come on, man. This is about you. Shelve your ego. This is not about you. Get that through your head. Whatever title you want to go by, whatever it is that you feel you bigger than what you need to serve, you go somewhere else with that. This is about making sure that we live better. From today, we are dedicated and committed to the fact that we must live better. Take your crying somewhere else.
They defender, right? They defender.
Yes, Andy.
Right. You go ahead. I like that issue you bring up there with the Auditor General. Go ahead again, defender.
I don't know what happened to my phone. Let's get quiet.
Yeah, boy. I don't know. But go ahead.
Andy, we have to keep focus. I don't care who cuss, who quarrel. One thing I sure about, I cannot go 5 more years under this. So me don't care who cuss Gary. Me don't care who cuss Kamala. Me don't care who cuss whoever. I know what I have to do. I know what is more important than cussing one another. We need to remove this government by any means necessary. We need to do that. Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. We hear you. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Because, Andy, this government is a government of distractions. This government is a government of distractions because it has so much important things going on in this country. Serious things going on in this country. But they keep they keep blowing whistles. And as a coin a new statement, PNM bringing up the distractions for the supporters to run with it. And we keep running behind them. We need to stop running behind these people who just, as reporters say, like they just call us to make no sense. Like they just tell one another, or they call, or they don't have to make sense, just talk. Because we listening to people talking at this radio station, we don't know where they're coming from. So we need to keep focus on the mission. The mission is to remove this government by any means necessary. Because Andy, I can bring up so many things that flying in this country and we're not talking about it. For instance, this African bank would want to come to Trinidad and Tobago and the government is blocking it. We need to keep these things alive, because if we don't keep it alive, they will kill it politically, So much things happen in this land. We need to keep on the front burner. Stop running on coat of arms, because I can talk about the coat of arms, Where's the procurement legislation for them to choose someone to do the coat of arms? The Prime Minister jump up on a platform and call a woman name, and that's who we have to go with. But what happened to procurement legislation? So why is he handpicking people and have the OPR for that? But we keep running behind dog whistle and independence. I find everybody should have boycott our independence because we're not independent. We are not independent. So we need to stand up and make because the time is counting down, guys. Mikey has rightfully said the time is counting down. We need to stand up and bring out these issues when I feel we forget. We ain't forgetting this 2.7 billion missing, We're not forgetting that. And then I hear some conversation about this pension thing. We need to bring up the real issues, guys, because this thing not normal, I telling somebody yesterday, I think this is the most hated prime minister in history, Everywhere you turn is a meme about this man, the wickedness this man doing to the country, And people trying to fight against one another. I'm not being distracted earlier. I'm not being distracted. I fully laser focus. I focus on the main issue is to remove this government. Enjoy the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. That's what we're talking about. Laser focus. You understand? That's why we had to have this program this morning. We had to laser focus. That's what it's all about. All the crying and all the nonsense. Who we have on the outside, Andy? Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, on this blessed Sunday.
Well, don't forget to send your voice notes.
1st. Yes. Tobago, wake up. Mother Bernie, Silver Fox, Miss Tobago, wake up, Tobago, wake up. We are on. Who's outside?
Oh, boy. Say again the numbers to call. 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We'll send that WhatsApp voice note. Go ahead, caller.
See what's going on? Morning, caller.
Andy and Lennox, I apologize to Mikey because it's so much things when I forget one more thing I was supposed to talk about.
No problem. Go ahead. Because again, you laser focus, you understand election footings is in the air, and you understand that we need to support the UNC, Kamala Prasad, the Cessa, and we have to get rid of this government.
No other way, no other option. No other way, no other option. But I started this question to Mikey K and Lennox Smith. Mikey K and Lennox Smith, why did the government told this overturned badge from Tobago to Trinidad?
Why?
I hear my partners and them will go down a little bit here.
Yeah, remember they are no owner. It don't supposed to have an owner. And if it don't have an owner, you just throw it right in Tobago.
No, the fact of the matter, you had to try to get rid of the evidence some way or the other. A crime was committed.
Okay. So you can't cut it up in Tobago because it's too close to shore. You don't want to get rid of the evidence in Tobago. It's too close to shore. So you bring it in Trinidad. 30 hours sailing, 30 hours at 3-0, 30 hours at sailing. Or you can imagine how much money them pay to told about the Trinidad and Tobago. Then, they will make it worse now, Andy. They're claiming some unidentified men try to board the boat and it's a shootout at the Ministry of Energy. The Ministry of Energy said some men tried to board the boat and it had a shootout and a Coast Guard officer was shot. Listen to this. Then the Coast Guard released a statement saying, yes, they mentioned the board, but nobody wasn't shot. What really going on in the country, boy?
You could imagine that. You could imagine
Mikey K, what is really going on in our country? And these things flying over we head because there's so much going on.
That's
There's
right.
so
That's
much
right.
going on.
Because
So much things
they're
flying.
hiding, you know. They're doing it in broad
The
daylight. And that's what
plain
getting
broad
people.
daylight in your face, but there's so much things going on. Crime are we frightened? Food prices are we frustrated? Ticket on the road, the other breaks your ticket. The other breaks our pothole. And these things are happening right in front of our face. And we are not being able to talk about it because there's so much things we are dealing with. Why did they tow this boat to Trinidad to Trinidad, sorry? Why? Why didn't they dispose of it in Tobago? Less money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to ask for this Sunday morning. Enjoy the day, brothers.
All right, brother.
I mean, let's just leave it in Tobago and done.
But
Where's really important?
Wise making the decision to bring it here, they also said that they are having difficulty in locating the owners at the same time.
So then where bring it here for?
A play here. Yeah, there's something poisonous. There's something toxic at play here, which is, of course, we have to constantly say is typical of this government. Always cryptic, something sinister, something clandestine, something secretive, and you could never get the truth until, of course, some whistleblower would expose it to the opposition. And that is how we were able to get the information about Brent Thomas. We were able to get, of course, of Vincent Nelson. We were able to know what has happened with respect to the Prime Minister intersecting himself or inserting himself with respect, of course, to the Police Service Commission's shortlist, and we can go on and on. So we wait with bated breath. That does not make sense. Why have you brought it here? There's no place in Tobago for it to be stored. Why? Is it to cover up? Is it to, as Mikey rightly said, get rid of the evidence? What? Out of sight, out of mind? Tobago is too small to accommodate that. So therefore Trinidad has enough areas to hide, and therefore out of sight, and of course people will forget over time with the so-called 10 days mentality. We need to know.
All right, who's on the outside? And you're right, we need to know who's on the outside. The lines are open. Who's outside? Some of them they say are calling for the longest, and then when it's time you don't hear them at all, you know.
Yeah.
I know that just please right to what.
Hey, morning, Silver Fox. Wake up, Silver. Wake up.
Nice.
Yes. Wonderful. Morning.
So all the lines are open, eh? If it is, I want to send a voice note. Send that voice note.
Give them the numbers, Andy. Some of them like to play games.
225.
Give them the number.
6644. 225-6644 or 239-5120. 239-5120. So give us a WhatsApp call or send a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053. 366-3053.
Yes, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. Good morning, people. Yes, indeed.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Yes, man. The Silver Fox, Tobago here.
Yay!
Yes, man. I hear you calling for the man, and the man had to respond. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, listen carefully. Your crying days can be over. Your crying days, just vote for the UNC. Election is in the air, and all your crying days will be over. We have to stand up for our survival. This will be our last survival, and I am telling you, stand up, because who feels it knows it all, and I am feeling it. Property taxes on us, a legal piece of documentation called property tax. They are throwing everything down our throat, and we are just sitting there. And look how much people come out for independence. Why all you can't come out for your own survival? We need all you, we need it. You yourself who was out there laughing and having a good time, right? You will be suffering after. You will be under pressure. They want to take everything away from us, but they can't take God away from me, right? Rowley have to go. Rowley have to go. You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Right? It have some interruption on the line.
Go ahead,
Now,
Silver, go ahead.
we getting you loud and clear.
Yes.
Loud and
So
clear,
I
Silver.
am
You go ahead.
yes. So I am telling the people, band together, stick together, right? We have to live. We have to survive. Please, Trinidad and Tobago, this is a Sunday morning, and God bless all of us, and God give us life. He give us strength, and He give us our will. He give you a will to understand. You have to make a decision of your own, and the only decision is in this country is Kamala Prasad Bissessa coming Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So we will live and laugh and love again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You, Silver and Silver.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The lines are open.
Well, clearly,
It's the launch
Silver Fox
today.
didn't-
It's the
didn't
launch
speak
of the
to Tobago alone.
UNC. Go ahead,
I
Lennox.
think he spoke for the majority of the people in Trinidad as well, because of course we have been saying that they were the victim of the race card, even though they have a homogeneous population. They're mainly Africans. Some people fail to recognize that when the Calcutta ship was introduced and the UNC was wiped out, as in that particular election, it was race baiting, even though there's a homogeneous population there. And some people might say that it has too little Indians and therefore PNM not. Yes, that was it. And when they tried again in 2021, 21 years afterwards, the people of Tobago rejected it. When, of course, they tried to put pamphlets all over Tobago where they assuming through race baiting that Fali and Watson Duke were in a company with Kamala Prasad Bissessa, etc., and tried that same game. And the Tobago people realized that it is on the Indians in particular that caused them to be able to survive in that terrible period when Rowley had crashed the sea bridge, when he decimated their economy, and it was the Tobagonians that filled the bread and breakfast facilities and, of course, the hotels and so on. So even when after COVID, etc., and he offered $50 million twice, just so, because the 6-6 scenario was a real concern for the PNM. 6-6, and he went to the parliament, Rowley, and had 3 seats. The Tobagonians say, you could never get our vote, and he lucky get 1 seat. It was 14-1, as you know, and it is today. They could jump by. In other words, I am telling Trinidadians that here it is, they tried the race baiting in Tobago, and why they were successful in the initial stage, not different to Tobago. We have had sufficient experience, whether it be the banana and the what, and the monkey, or whether it's telling us that for introducing a state of emergency, he said if you have 2 bananas shared with one, the same banana, he told us that is only for monkeys and it's for Africans, and insults, all that is insults and so on. But he introduces our all-purpose deflection, that is to say the steel pan, so as to generate the race baiting. I say do not be lured. Do not be lured. That is an all-purpose mission of deflection, all in one stop shop for one the race baiting, for, of course, saying that somehow he loves the Africans, and, of course, thirdly, that you must not study all the evil that he would have done and all the collapses that has taken place, whether in the Ministry of Finance, whether in the Ministry of Education, whether in the Ministry of National Security, whether in the Ministry of Agriculture, and we can go on and on, including of course the office of the Prime Minister and that of the office of the Attorney General. That is the that is the kind of thinking we must think. We must think higher than him to make him know that we are not asses.
That's right, Lennox. That's right. Think higher than him, man. And we see that the trouble in the camp, of course, in the PNM camp, and we spoke about it right here on the ground report with the Foster Cummings issue. And insiders are telling us that the boss wasn't happy. That was the saying. The boss wasn't happy with what took place down inside La Horquetta that night. It was very disrespectful. So Foster himself, according to reports, was hoping that he would sit in hot waters. No. He was hoping that he would be sitting in the big chair when Dr. Rowley left the country again. As you can see, he has also gotten rid of some of the old horses, and it is once again Stuart Young, not Cummings, but Stuart Young, not Foster Cummings, but Stuart Young, not Penelope Beckles, but Stuart Young, not Dr. Emery Brown, but Stuart Young. Understand what we're getting at here? We are in 100% election mode. Leave the crying for the babies. Those of you who still crying, you're not a special advisor. Whatever title you gave yourself that title. That lives in your head, not in reality. You can never be bigger than what you're serving. If you don't like it, there's the door. And if you don't like it, let the right one hit you so the left one can hit you as well. Get out. This train has left the station. We are ready and we want to live better.
And of course, consistent with that position, as far as Foster Cummings is concerned and the embarrassment that he caused not just to the Prime Minister but the party and himself, I wanted the La Horquetta Talparo electorate and the people in general to understand that they have a duty to make certain that that constituency is sluggishly returned to the UNC. Foster Cummings brought a set of old people to a so-called election gimmick exercise. And then, of course, all the people, the younger ones, were interested in is the food that was available. And, of course, they were extremely uninterested in what Rowley had to say, far less for he comments. Of course, that was brought up, the rear was brought up by the distribution of some jerseys to, of course, give Foster the self-praise and his ambition, of course, to at least sit in that chair when Rowley would have gone out of the country, clearly has dissipated, has been destroyed, never to return. It's something like age and, of course, smoke. It goes up, but it never comes back down. So he has lost that chance. Yeah. So we are very clear in our mind. La Horquetta, you must now go straight to the UNC when that time comes.
That's right. Who we have?
Oh boy. While I blast, while I communicate with people, again, don't forget to send your voice notes. The numbers to call. Because again, today is the 1st, Sunday the 1st of September. The Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the political leader of the United National Congress and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has put the UNC on a general election footing. So again, thanks so much for joining the Ground Report with this special program this Sunday between the hours of 8 and 10, because it's all about the election footing, and many of you at the end of this month have to pay that property tax. If you don't pay it at the end of this new month here, the 30th, it have fines, interest, and it is legal now. So all who have it and receive it, have to pay it. Oh my God, I and all thought I didn't have to. But now learning from Mikey and Lennox and Santa Cruz and all of them that this paper where we collecting is legal. and ignoring it could have consequences.
My country.
Man, I had to find a look at how much money. Oh my God. I had to find about almost $3,000, about $3,000. What?
Right.
We go dead.
Down to serious.
Go ahead, Mikey.
Yes, my brothers, you are so correct. We have anybody on the outside?
Oh boy, not yet, not yet.
And the
Yes.
fact and the fact that they had to reduce the percentage after in that formula that they have developed based on assumed rental value, but only when the well-to-do in the society cried out and said, no, we cannot pay that. But at the same time, both Rowley and Imsbert was telling us that we're not paying much. We have much to pay. But the reality is that on a monthly basis, when you have to pay that for the year, you realize that it is taking something out of your pocket, especially when your disposable income as a fixed salary person has to spread over other issues, such as the increase in what? In electricity, and the coming, of course, increase in what? Water rates. Understand that. And of course, the vicissitude of the cost of gasoline or energy at the pumps, all of those, they promise to reduce when the prices fall and increase when the prices increase. The market flow must take its course. But you are not seeing any reduction. All you're seeing is up, 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 up. Market forces does not work in Trinidad and Tobago under this government. They are simply deceptive, and they are a criminal enterprise and a Ponzi scheme that has now run its course and has collapsed.
Yeah. And with all of that, we are still being told to keep our faith, our boundless faith in our destiny. That's what we're
Both
being
the
told.
President and the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Both
and
of
the
them.
Prime
And they
Minister.
spit in each other's mouth.
So even if you felt that you wanted to at least try to take some sort of, I don't know, action with just a hint of patriotism and say, look, let me go and check out the parade. Upon hearing these statements, it frustrates anyone. I mean, really and truly. The man talk about optimistic, and look at this optimistic outlook. What are you talking about?
Those are mere platitudes and pontifications.
Yes.
And self-righteous indignation. So that's all that is about. He goes home and sleep well, and the president as well, and said they fool the people again. Understand that it is about
but then nonsense.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell us a dream about something about being optimistic and greener pastures and what have you, but we know you don't put in the work for that. You and your government do not put in the work for us to live better. You don't.
That is so true, eh?
You came and lied about local government reform. All of a sudden, that narrative has died down. That conversation is no longer taking place, and it moves right on to property tax. So you skip all the benefits of having the cemetery and so forth, maintain the recreational grounds, garbage pickup, dealing with neighbors who are not abiding by the rules and the law, a comfort police patrol, all of these things as part of the reform. You skip over all of that and reach to give me your money. You jump the counter, mask on your face, pull out your pew, and you basically saying, give me your money.
And every one of the corporations catching their Aunt Nenen and everything else. In other words, they're catching the collective and individual asses. Yeah.
And remember, they did mention how property tax was supposed to go hand in hand with local government, but yet still local government have not been. Yeah.
They're getting less money now after the so-called propagated reform of local government, the centerpiece of which was their campaign last year, August 10th, for the August 10th elections last year. I mean, a bunch of conmen, criminals that has assembled in what clearly is a criminal enterprise called the PNM, led by a mafia don called Keith Christopher Rowley, no doubt.
Yeah, and who is telling us our boundless faith
Yes,
is destiny.
I'm boundless faith.
Imagine that you are telling us
That hogwash.
we who live in this reality every day. You say as we celebrate independence, you ask that all citizens join you in committing to this optimistic spirit. Optimistic spirit. we must no, sir. I come join with me. Hold my hand, and I want you to commit. Just commit to this optimistic spirit. What are you saying? What are you saying? You want us to commit to what? Who is envisioning this? You? Because we are not seeing that. We are scared. We're terrified. We are being terrorized by the criminal elements. We can no longer even identify an independent office because it has all been politically compromised. And we're scared to give you another 5 years because we know we may not be able to recognize the land of our birth. We may not be able to recognize our beautiful Twin Island Republic if you get 5 more years. 5 more years, you know what is that? Come on, people.
And it has become normative behavior, normative part of the conversation. I can't take every single person. I can't take the next 5 years of these people. You know?
Yeah. Everybody's saying that.
Yeah.
Hold 1 minute. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning to you, Andy Williams. Good morning to you, Lennox Smith. And good morning to you, Mikey K. It is nice to see that the ground report have a Sunday program. And we must wake up. We must wake up the listeners of the ground report and the supporters of the ground report. And let this government know, hey, the ground report supporter, on Sunday morning, this must be the #1 program through all programs and our Sunday morning program. What's so sad about this property tax, listeners and ground reporter, and people throughout the world, and especially to you, Colin Burt and Dr. Rowley. What's so sad about this? When you take $3,000 from me for the year, every 10 years, that's $30,000 you take from me, Dr. Rowley. That is my child development.
That's how much you want to pay at COP?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It is so sad to know we have our administration and our government who brutalize you and victimize you for having ambition, to want to live in a house just like what they live in, what we pay for them to live in. What we pay for them, every minister in Dr. Rowley cabinet, go home by them, you go see the renovation they make in 9 years' time, and the property they buy throughout Trinidad and Tobago. The citizens of this country who give them the power to do that, take that from the citizen, that authority, take that away from we, and decide to come up with a plan that you will pay, and you will pay, and you will pay. After we was independent enough to pay tax on everything that we buy to build a home, they watch that. The colonial masters watch that and say, hey, you black leader, that we don't want to tolerate that. Just take a property tax now and then. No way in the Western Hemisphere pay property tax. The countries that pay property tax, they govern under European laws and the white man laws. No country that under CARICOM paying that. Jamaica, all of them not under CARICOM, them under the white man and the queen laws. And Dr. Rowley want to bring that upon us over here. And the citizens of this country sit down and stay quiet. They sit down and stay quiet. You poor man out there who say you have to pay $500 a year. All right, 10 5s, I 50. That's $5,000 every 10 years they take from you. That is your child books. Your child is 1 year now. Next 10 years, that is the books. Next 20 years, that is the foundation in life. That the university, after this government take away free education in this country. And you think about that. You think about what that foolish man implemented on us over here. And you consider that political party rather than your children's future. What manner of a man a human being think that way? Ground report and listeners of Trinidad and Tobago. What type of people think that way? Why it is you have to be a PNM person to think that way? Eh? It's so sad. It's so sad. Many of the PNM supporters and them, we celebrate independence. And they say, yay, we independent. 62 years are independent. And after that 62 years are independent, they say the African community more patriotic. More patriotic, the independence. But after 62 years, you go in your community and see if you see any development. After 62 years, what you celebrated? To be a patriot? To be a patriot, you as a black man. To be a patriot is to have nothing. To vote for a political party that give the East Indian opportunity, the Syrian opportunity, the Chinese opportunity. And that is the patriotic. You are. It's so sad to see what Dr. Rowley doing. And Andy Williams, we must ask. In fact, I am asking, as knowing that on our Sundays, the honorable opposition leader put us in campaign mode. We need to have some conversation. We need to have some conversation. There are some activists out here that you need to speak to. The executive. I know all the listeners on Sunday morning. Everybody have everybody numbers. I think it is time. Because these things what we're doing over here, it take a lot of time. So we need your time now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh
Thank
boy,
you.
oh boy. The lines
That's
are
what we're talking
open.
about. If you have those numbers, share the numbers, talk to who you have to talk to, make the call, let them know. We are in campaign mode. Who's on the outside? Morning.
And you have a call?
Oh, go ahead by the time. Go ahead by the time. Oh
And
boy.
gentlemen, what is more egregious, reprehensible, and dishonest of Rowley in particular is that when he wanted to be where he is there, and he was prepared to undermine his prior, or should I say, his boss then, and he made the very clear statement that not one of his constituents can pay an additional $100 in property tax when it was introduced around 2008 when the Manning administration attempted so to do. And he came in conflict with Manning and said that he himself love to make certain that every cent he spends is one that will go towards something uplifting or developmental, and I'm paraphrasing here, but nothing different to the meanings that he gave to that reprehensible act of his previous boss, Patrick Manning, back in 2008, saying that none of them could afford it. And why you're bringing that now? It's harsh, and people are going to be angry, and the PNM will suffer as a consequence. That is what Rowley was saying, you know. And today he is defending the indefensible in two ways. One, the implementation of the act when he could have, in fact, go ahead with the other tax instead of the property tax. He had that option. He could have gone with that, but he did not do it.
Just not announce.
Totally contrary to his philosophy and his position at that time.
All right. Do we have a call? Do we have a call on the line? Anyone on the outside?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I say
Have a call?
good morning
So
to
we
you.
have a call. All right. Sorry about that.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Andy. Good morning to you, Maggie K. Good morning to you, Lennox Smith.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me say good morning to the listeners at this time. Say Sunday morning, and what a crowd Sunday morning after the excitement, and it showed that yesterday our police service, our fire service, our defense force, they are hungry and they are weak. It's the first time in history. I watched many independence parade as a young person living in Lavendale and in Port Spain. I used to go in the savannah with my mother we used to, with my mother and sisters. So we used to prepare for that Independence Day mornings. And to see all these soldiers and them falling down, the weak, the car hold the gun, the car march for half an hour. I say, where my country come after 9 years. I couldn't believe so much a defense force fall down and faint. I do not know what they're giving them in that base, if it's weak food or no food. But
oh
I
Lord,
understand
Kingsley
that.
boy, you're good, you're good. Go ahead, Kingsley.
I understand, but I do not know. I hope the defense force make the right choice in the next few months to come. I hope the police service make the right choice in the next few months to come. The police service and all these people that will march out there, they march with a hungry belly, but they love the country. And I want to thank them publicly for giving the little children and them the little parade. I know they love to see the kids and them. I too big for that. You know what I mean? I could not BS now, but when you're small and you have a child, and to see that far truck going down for the street, you say, woo, wow. You know what I mean? So I want to thank the
So what,
police
besides Kingsley, so besides real people you see fainting, how much new equipment you see? Did it have a big crowd, or you believe it deteriorated and a lot of people keep away?
But,
other than, what did you see? What did you see?
I think the crowd has gone for the excitement after the Independence Day parade to walk the streets of St. James, where the big truck spraying water. It come now a part of our celebration. So people went for the spray. You know what I mean? We on the Iowa song, the water song, that come now a part of our Independence Day celebration day. But I see the crowd, you know, because you know what I mean, we there's no hope. So the people, what we say, boy, when we go out there and try to show, because it was for the children, yeah. And I was saying that they went out to the children because after this last 2 months of pain and pressure, you know what I mean? But I see Stuart Young take over in woodwork. Stuart Young now is the new acting prime minister. But what I am hearing is cost for hell. And Dr. Rowley telling Inbert, hey, no more. And I know Inbert is mad. So believe us, the finance will be more stifled, will be more hard to get, because Dr. Rowley cannot remove Inbert from the Ministry of Finance. I am seeing this in our country as we look forward for the general election. You know, Dr. Rowley lead this country. Why is we cussing and we talking this morning here on our plane, going and get the best medical health care in the world, the best medical health care in the world? If the people could only understand how we feel on we media TV, if the people could only understand how we feel in the last 9 years, they will be focused. But this country not focused. This country is going back right there where we are. We're not looking to move forward. Because after 9 years, what we have to show? What we have to show? Nothing we have to show. Pain and pressure, poverty, more hell. And up to now, the fact remain that the African community is the worst, 10 times worse than any other prime minister passed through this country under the blackest man in this country. And it had these people still going and vote for Rowley. They still go and put the black man in front and the Africanist in front. And my ancestors was at PNM and they're going to vote for that. It hard, and it hurt me to see that my people so foolish and so dumb. I'm sorry to say it so, because we need other vote. But they cannot continue with this. They cannot continue with evil. Look at them. They want to say, they want to be prime minister. Yes, they come out the vehicle. If they run into the Prime Minister, if you see that, you see Keith Scotland, I want to tell you this, you is 10 times worse than Marty McDonald. You make Marty McDonald look 10 times better than you. He is the worst MP Portsmouth South ever seen in history. He is the worst. No, I do not know. I do not know if a woman trapping his body, you know. I do not know. But something about this man, I do not believe he's a man. I do not believe he's a man. Something about this man. This man called Keith Scotland, he abandoned people from Portsmouth South. His focus is people from Woodbrook. In the big, you know the upper class, a big lawyer. His focus is the people of St. James. His focus is not the people behind the bridge, you know. Keith Scotland's focus is to take care of Woodbrook and St. James. What about the over 30,000 people who vote for you behind the bridge? Who vote for behind the bridge? So as I close on this Sunday morning, and I hope that this Sunday program will continue every Sunday. And I want to support my good friend, COP, and Teddy Executive. You see how the Gong Report working at? We roll out the election first. Because this morning I went on the UNC page to see what the post, the official UNC page on Kamala page. There is nothing. There is nothing, and we the first. So I was hoping to see a big fanfare. As Kamala said, September, we in a campaign mood. And I want to join in CPR as again. There's many activists out here hurting. I am saying we still need Gary. I am saying we still need Makeda Pandey. I am saying we still need these small parties. I'm saying yes, we might be playing a little fight in the public domain, but we could make it that in the next months to come for we to look good. It's the only way for we to win an election. For all these small parties who is looking to team up to go and fight the PNM and the UNC, it is just to split the vote. As I said to my people, the PNM do not go alone. They make these behind the scene. They do not fight election alone. So I do not want the UNC to feel that because PNM going alone. No, they do not go alone. They make these with the 1%. They make these with the financiers. They make these with people and the gangsters behind the scene. So let me say good morning to the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa. I was strongly advised that she locked on this morning. Somebody now text me and tell me she locked on this morning. So I hope she really locked on. And I hope that she really take many activists out there. They are disgruntled. They are UNC still. And we need all hands on deck. We need Gary Griffith and Julian John to make up that little beef, that little political beef they have. We need that we must stop going on the platform and attack Kamala. Gary, you must be a bigger man and you must call Julian John and you must tell Julian John, this is bigger than me and you. This is for country. So let us make up our differences. Let us make up our little, you know what I mean? Because it's not no big thing, you know. It's a little small thing we have in the UNC. We need it because it is the only how we could win the election. We cannot allow our councillors to be resigning. We need to hear our councillors' problems. We need to try to deal with our councillors' problems. We need to try to deal with our MPs' problems. I'm still saying I still support the 5 MPs who went up in internal election. I think that we need to be more patient with them. I think that we need to be more keeping them in the loop of what's going on in the UNC. Do not blacklist them, because if we blacklist them at this time, the UNC, we could say what I'm talking it real. The UNC could be under pressure. I love my UNC family. I told you after 9 years, Andy, Mikey and Smith. When you build a love for somebody for 9 years, it's very hard to walk away. Very hard to walk away. And I am not going back PNM. No way, no time. I want to see the UNC come back in power because I believe that Kamala Posabisasa still have something in she to offer for the country. I believe that the country will be better off. And one thing I want to say to this country before I go, do not tell me this country do not have money. And do not tell me that when Kamala come back in power, that the country will be hard to run. We have money to burn for the next 20 to 40 years. We have money to spend for the next 100 years. It's just we need the right people to get in there and to share the wealth, because you know people feel that we have no money because the lower man is not getting the money. The money is staying up to Rona, Sen and friends, Stuart Young family, calling in birth, and is there with the money stay. The money is not rowdy. Have about 6 houses. We don't know how we get 6 houses in the last 9 years. His trainer house, his wife house. So the money coming down. But the country have money. No government no opposition do not want to go into government with a country broke. And I believe no government, no opposition should be fighting for a country will blow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow, he had a lot. I tell you, this Sunday is a special Sunday. Hearing it, people. This is the no cry zone. This is it. The Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the political leader of the United National Congress and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has placed the UNC on election footing. It is September 1st. Yesterday was the day when all of you, I hope, got rid of all your petty and trivial issues about he say and she say and who don't like who and who just talk too long and all that nonsense. You purge yourself of that. You got it out of your rotten gut. And now you are ready. You heard Kingsley this morning? You heard Kingsley? He's saying that no matter what, he is not jumping ship. He is making it crystal clear. He loves it. He loves the UNC. The time has come for us to stop hiding. There's nothing wrong with the yellow. Nothing wrong with the yellow. UNC, I'm proud. Why you should be ashamed? Why you should be hiding that? Why you can't come out and tell people, hey, the government in waiting is the UNC. That is the main focus here. Come on, man. People would come and they would try all kind of things, but you have to stand on business. Either you stand on TNT's business or you lay down in that PNM mess. Andy, who we have on the outside?
Oh boy.
Well, I'm sure he didn't meant it, but of course he would have not mentioned, and I think it should be mentioned, how Rowley got Balize House, that 100 million and counting house. How did he get that? Where he get that money from? When he claimed, of course, in 2015 that the PNM was broken, they were bankrupt and was owing over $6 million. But of course, I took note of the position he took with respect to the sitting MP for Port of Spain South, talking about Scotland and why he would focus in St. James. Well, is obvious. They're focusing on St. James because Rowley was booed out of St. James in the last local government elections. And of course, in the east of Port of Spain, which comprised part of that constituency, the people are yet to be conscious that the PNM is the bane. They provide ache, pain, agony, and they will only grovel. They will only grovel, be made to grovel, be made more pauperized if they continue with that trend.
Hold 1 minute, Lennox.
That's already shell as far as the PNM is concerned. So they're focusing on St. James. So nothing for you soon. Good morning.
Mikey, my brother, blessings to you, man. Nice to hear you on this really wonderful Sunday morning. And I understand our political leader, my patriotic Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Madam, I know if you're hearing this, I know everybody is of the opinion that we have to unite as one force to defeat the PNM and not split votes. But, madam, I'd like to tell you that you have 19 seats, madam. They have none. They have to come to you, not you go to them. They have to bow under your rules because you have 19 seats. You are the official opposition leader. They don't have any title. They don't have any seats. So, madam, don't compromise your statistics for the election. You dictate your rules, and if they want to come on board with your rules or under your rules, let them come on board. But don't compromise your rules to suit them because they have no seats, right? Madam, I wish you to stand strong on this, right? Because the backbiting and the crab in barrel syndrome, I think we had enough of that, madam. And let's go forward with unity and strength and get rid of this wicked government. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
you,
you, caller.
We also have Andy Pitbull Williams and Lennox Smith in studio. It's the full team here, right here this Sunday morning, Sunday, September 1st. It's the 1st of September. Take that stretch. Take that last negative stretch out and just stretch it out. Get it off. Get that political Satan off your back. Let it come off your body. Don't let it cling on to your clothes. Get it off all the pettiness. Just stretch and get it off. Because we are set and ready.
Nice.
On the outside.
Hold 1 minute there, caller. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you.
It's so good to hear you all Sunday morning. And you know, when I am listening to the three of you this morning, I am just thinking, if all right-thinking citizens in this country, people who should be, if everybody, I should say, was thinking like how you guys thinking, and the people who call the program the way they are thinking, you know, victory will be so easy. Victory will be so sure. We will be able to sit down and look and know victory is coming. Because all we have to do is just go on that day called election day and put your X by the rising sun. It is as simple as that. I see it as being so simple, as being so easy. And yet still, for some of these hard-headed, half-mad, dotish people, it seems to be so impossible. I had a conversation over the weekend here with some people, and we were talking politics and things. And I could not believe my ears when I heard some of these people still talking about PNM. Yes, and and they face right through, you understand? So normally I would leave them, but we had to have a ring-down argument, you understand? I said, all you have no sense, all you're not seeing how all you're living, all you realize all you could get killed at any minute, all you realize bandit could come in all your house, all you're seeing it, why all you're talking about, and then the woman turned and tell me, she went over to I think I can understand, a black story. I say, all you ain't playing, all you do this, all you do understand. I say, but it's the black man who has been in power for 9 years. What has he done to elevate the black people on the ground for the past 9 years? What did happen? What did you all get for the past 9 years? All you wouldn't admit, all you said that Rowley does not care about you all. All you don't understand, Rowley does not, all you're not in the class of black, if you want a black story. All you're not in Rowley class, Rowley is not the same black as all you. You understand? He figure he is a high class black. All you is low class black. All you're entitled to nothing. All you could live in the gutter. All you could be hungry. All you could have no money. All you could have to go in all your car like Flintstone. Cut out the bottom and put all your foot on the ground and push the car because all you can't buy gas. If Rowley was a prime minister, like Kamala predecessor was a prime minister, who had cared about her people, who had cared about babies, care about mothers, care about children, you know how we would have been living? Admit the man does not care about you all. And if all you're going to put him back for the next 5 years, all you're going to dead, either from starvation, from stress, from not being able to have no money to pay all your bills, to see about all your children, and do what all you have to do. It is going to be a whole negative scene. All you want that? Think about it. I say you're talking, let me tell you, I didn't forget him. I saw you talking about black and black. I say, you know something? Emancipate all your mind from this dotishness. I say, if you're sick or your children sick and you're dying, and an Indian doctor come and he's the only one to save all you go tell him go from here? So all your broaden all your thinking, change all your way of thinking, and let us work for the next couple months to make sure we put our X by the rising sun. But let me tell you this, a lot of people have changed their mind. People who I know personally, they have different ones, but people who I know personally, and this is what gives me hope, they are cussing Rowley from sunrise to sunset. So we have to work hard. We have to push hard. We can't sit down, you hear? Everybody, I mean to say who know they're going to vote for the rising sun, we have to encourage people. We have to talk to people. We have to come out of our air conditioned house and comfort zone and go out there. See who don't register. All of us have to work. And we ain't talking about either all of these activists. And you see this thing, I'm going to vote for the UNC if they buy a stove for me, and if they buy a fridge for me, hey, all you get up, all your lazy ass out there and go and make sure everything is ordered, because the only solution for this problem, simple as it is, all you're making it difficult, just to vote. Put all your X by the rising sun, and we will work together to fix this country. And Kingsley is my son. But let me tell you this now. You see this thing begging this one, and if anybody coming into the UNC, they must be people you can trust. You see, when you have people around you that you cannot trust, you have a big problem. And you see the 5 of them, I mean to say, I don't know, because it will be up to the screening committee. But you notice my biggest fear, fellas, when these people have one thing and they're watching you and they tell you one thing in your face, and what is in their heart, what is in their mind. Let us say, we put back these people and they go and when they see they become MPs. What tells me that these people, where's the trust? What can make me believe that these people, after they have been elected as MP in the UNC, what if I am not saying the word, what if they decide to cross the floor and go with the PNM? The people cannot be trusted. You see, we have to get people who we can trust, because everybody wants power. What they want power to do, what they're looking for, blue lights, they're looking for fame. We want to fix Trinidad and Tobago. Governance is serious business. You understand? Running our affairs is serious business. And we cannot put the power into the hand of any and everybody. We have to be brave. The UNC cannot go begging. Yes, we want unity. Yes, we're going to be humble. But we have to be strong, because we cannot go begging this one to come as if we're so desperate. We have to be desperate to win an election, and we must do it with a strong foundation. People only get strong, stand up and fight. You understand? And we will certainly win. But when you're bringing in this one, and you're bringing this one, and you're just to win, we don't want any and everybody coming in just to win, because we want a solid party. Because when you get them into to win, what is going to happen? We are building this on a stronger foundation. A foundation that when you see we win, not if we win, when we win, we will be able to stand and work hard, because we had the experience in the past with Sudama and all of them. So we want a strong UNC so we can fix this Trinidad and Tobago. Because let me tell you this now, I am watching these crooks, these band of crooks winning the Savannah yesterday. You know, they have the 6 gang and the 7 gang. When I watch them on the TV stepping in the suit and the pants thing and the high heel shoe, I said, look, the PNM gang. They're going in the grandstand now for Independence Parade. These people are heartless. They have everything, and they're looking for more everything, and they're taking everything from everybody. You see people have any money to go and pay property tax? And again, why the people cannot come out and have a massive march? Unity is strength. When you see we come out and be opposed all these things, nobody opposing. They're running to pay property tax. But what about the people who don't have the money to pay the property tax? People, as I tell earlier already, and I will tell earlier again, everything in this country could be fixed if the people, the majority, you have the fools, the mad people, the sick people, the sycophants. But what we need is, we don't have all, but if the majority of people stand up and they decide we are going to work together in a genuine way, in a trustworthy way, we are going to work together, because our plan and our desire is to fix Trinidad and Tobago. We have to live better. We cannot continue living the way we lived for the past 9 years. You can't buy it, and people have seen it. Is nobody making up any story? Nobody lying on the PNM? Nobody lying on Rowley? The evidence is there. If you go to court, you can't win a case without evidence. The evidence is there that PNM is wicked and sinful and destructive and everybody's suffering. You know how many children not going to school tomorrow? You know how many children not going to school tomorrow? Because their parents have no money to buy books. They have no money to buy uniform. And you want to tell me we want to continue after having these people and calling them government, calling them ministers, calling them people who are in charge of our country and our affairs? They have to go. They care about themselves. They do not care about the people. And I don't know why the people suffering in silence. The people suffering in silence. But this country is in a massive mess. We like Haiti. It have the ones who have and the privileged ones. They don't care. They don't care. They have plenty and they're looking to get more. And the ones who don't have, don't have anything and they're not fighting for it. And the ones who have fighting for the ones who don't have. You understand? It's a straight case of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Fellas, I'm so glad to hear you this morning because you see this program is the program where we can come and vent our feelings because, it is the only way. And I am just hoping and I am praying and I am believing that the majority of people in this country are going to, they want to live better, they want to be safe. And we will go and put our X by the risings. And as I said, as you say, Mikey and fellas, the campaign has begun, and we ain't turning back. We're going forward. We have blessings for you all, and God bless all you. For 9 years, all you're fighting. For 9 years, all you're fighting, and all you're fighting. The victory will be ours. Blessings.
Thank you very much. Morning, caller.
Caller, morning. Come in. Hard to hear you.
Morning, caller.
Caller, not hearing you properly.
Oh, boy.
All right, not hearing that properly at all. People are asking questions. I don't know where Tabakit is. They're talking about Mr. Horsley. I don't know. When you see people like PH coming back in, and yet still a man like Horsley, who's supposed to be a pioneer, veteran, but these are people who are still on the sidelines talking about Kamala this and Kamala that, and they ain't get this and they ain't get that.
But he come in the other day, He come in the other day. He come in about 3-4 times. Oh, no. Yes.
Now that we have entered the no-cry zone.
Yes.
You heard Kingsley, you heard Silver Fox, you heard COP. When you have a veteran like the man Abakit, he has to make that clarion call. But some of them still talking nonsense. It is the same Kamala Prasad Visesa who gave you the opportunity. And we will not sit idly by and let anybody hold her to ransom. She's not responsible for your problems now. She is not in government. Stop your nonsense.
Go ahead, caller.
Let Tabakit and all the veterans know that. Morning, caller, go ahead.
Mikey K, Lennox Smith, Pleasant, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago Central here.
Good morning, Central. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Thank you. May God continue blessing you guys to the wonderful, awesome job that you all are continue doing, enlightening the country from right from wrong. Here, what telling you, all already is the cup of tea of each morning, God stay alive. Lord have mercy upon this place. You ain't see how people come out here yesterday for a truck that's to spray some water on them? I tell you, people have no shame in this country. There's no shame and the empty-headed and the wicked to the self and the generation children to come. You understand? Only not about boycotting, only not about rollback, only not about going them kind of thing. Only not about unity in this country. That's why other countries is ahead of us. And we always is a photocopy persons in this country. You know why? Because at the end of the day, we don't stand for our words. You understand? Look at the kind of thing that this man doing to us as Trembegonian in this country. All they rolling up all themselves up there. All ever hear about people getting suffered. They're suffering in comfort. This is what some Trembegonian is. They're suffering in comfort. They're comfortable in the comfort zone. They're wicked to themselves. The man digging out the eye hole and leaving the two big ball hole. And when they're comfortable with that, how are they wicked, sir? We asking this man who care on our country, who can get proper direction. Please help on a date and time. Right now, it's serious mobilization taking place in communities. You understand? You're telling me right now, all this time, I have a friend who is a flood victim. They say, them even forget to follow the application form. You know, election come around, the starting to give the flood victims little grants to go and see about what was destroyed by flood. You see how wicked and dirty and corrupted these people is? They're wicked. So only elections and they come around to mama guide the people. But I tell you all the trend they go hands. When you see that date and time come, stand strong, stand firm, fight them back politically. Let me send them 10 million zillion. Sit down politically and get rid of the PNM once and for all. And let me tell all you don't want just better for yourself, all better for the children. Remember that the days are numbered, which is under the PNM, and the longest over the end. Put an end to this politically and vote for the rising sun. Vote for the code yellow and a dot Andy.
Yes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, everybody call it out Tabakit. They say everybody call it Tabakit. Hey, let's say morning to Alaram Sammy. Oh God, this one is easy.
Somebody, what?
Bujam John. This Barry Bujam. He is content of your cheat to him.
Where's the problem?
Oh God.
No, it's time to block. It's time to block. It's time to block. We are now in the no-cry zone. These people are not going to bring victory. These people are not about saving Trinidad and Tobago. Forget them. Block them. Block them. Let them go somewhere else. Let the police finally pick him up in some car doing some nastiness and let them lock him up. Take mentally unstable individual.
Yes. Now, but here he said people like Santa Cruz was behind Gary now. Gary Bon Kamala, and that is fine. Yes, Santa Cruz was behind Gary and everybody, but Santa Cruz also made it clear why she's not behind Gary again. And at the end of the day, you cannot go out there blabbling your mouth and attacking and expect somebody to have you in a home, and so the lady made it clear. She made it clear. But he's not being personal as at the moment yet, Mikey. As he get personal, talk about anything about any personal, he will with the immediate effect. Right, he will be blocked.
All right. Barry, you had to focus, my friend. This is not about personalities.
Mm-hmm.
All right? We get rid of that. As of midnight, we got rid of all of that nonsense. This is Sunday, September 1st, and we are standing on TNT's business because we don't want to be staying in the PNM mess. We want to live better, Barry. That is where the focus should be, my friend. Barry, focus. Yeah, don't go silent like Tabakit and them fellas. You understand now who first? You understand who is standing together with us? That's right. Not the people who want a convenient friend. A friend of convenience, you just around for what? Because it benefit? No, this is about saving Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, is the time, but let's squeeze in one last caller. Who wants to get in the last call on this Sunday, September 1st? It's all about election, and we are in election mode. Morning.
Go ahead, caller.
Andy for Grandy.
Oh, boy.
And Grandy for Andy. Uncle Lennox, Mikey.
Hey, my brother.
Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, a pleasant good morning in Jesus' name on this Sunday, bright and early day. Now, these three guys get up to tell us that our life is in our hand for the last 9 years. And we want to come out and protest. We want to come out on this, and we want to come out on that. Now, the time is to stand together and show the unity and unite and come together in forces. Now let the PNM see that when a meeting is called, we count it with numbers and show them that we might make up. And this kind of pussyfooting on the corridor, on the floor now, that day is done. So who want the PNM will have the machinery to say that Andy jockey shots didn't wash with starch, and this one didn't get the cornbread, and Mikey didn't get the tie, right? That is all talk now. What we're looking for is betterment. We know that the PNM will not stop. They had the treasury and all the social programs they will let loose. Then we remember in Tobago, it had food care application form right across scatter. And then look what they do for the last 9 years.
all you just remember now that Donald Cox tell the citizens that pension and grant is not a privilege. And if you collected one, you can get the other way you're entitlement for. These are things we pay for, we contribute to. How much of us so have to suffer to get a little dollar from the state? And when you check it, excuse us, and you see the kind of money these fellas are them running away with. You talking about all this thing, and then the healthcare system. They're telling you that we put it out there that is not a privilege for us. They want to cut the funding. So when they cut that funding from us, what will be our position? $3,000 for those who depend on the senior citizen. They have to buy something to eat for the 30 days. That's just only $100 a day for the month. And when they have to buy medicine, where that 15, wait 15. Only understand the mathematics in it. If only don't know arithmetic, it's $3,000 a month senior citizen getting. Some of them, and that's it. And when there's $100 that they make do for the day and pay light bill, water rate, what medicine, they're taking away the free transportation from them. They're cutting back. And we know all this. And yet still for 9 years, look at Port of Spain, the capital, dilapidated. No money put into the capital and development. They just run away with the treasury. And yet still, but these fellas on Facebook and all these electronic media, they don't buy toilet paper. Then it had to be them, they're smelling by. Because if they had to buy toilet paper and soap, they don't know how expensive, and toothpaste, they don't know how expensive, and you can't get that, they walk no way. And yet still them coming to tell people, the master, be loyal to him. By all I want the United National Congress membership to reject all them rest of small party. And you see all the undecided voters, it look like all of them buy groceries in this country. And like all of them live here. Because all that's only talking a heap of nonsense. And all the little fraction in Central, the sugar workers and them, look how they play all here. Look how they play all here. And Rambali and them, they're only playing a game with the Mahasabha. Telling Hinduism and Hindu people that it belongs to our organization. All of us remember 5 years under the United National Congress, the last 5 years, with Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, our leader. They use the state fund to make our life better. Have a nice day and tomorrow, please God, in Jesus' name.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes.
I would like to send to everyone who on there. Let's hear.
When you put us back into office, and I have here in my hand a draft manifesto for the UNC. We will eventually roll this out online, and all of you will have sight. So, working draft that we have for the time being. So we are up in front.
Yes, we are up in front. So don't forget, when they put out that, go online, check out the draft manifesto that the UNC have in moving forward. When going forward with the people.
I love TNT.
Yes, that's right. Andy, I want to thank you for taking this time out this morning to set up everything. Thank you so much. Lennox Smith taking time out of your Sunday. And of course, everyone on my side, my family, giving me that support to log on and make it happen. Because again, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa, the political leader of the United National Congress and the opposition leader of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has placed the UNC on election footing. What does that mean to you? Is it just going to be another talk shop? It's a talk show, but as you know, this is not a talk shop. We want results. And so, people, what does that mean? Are you ready to get involved? Are you ready, of course, to listen to the programs that are generating this kind of narrative, this type of conversation? Or are you simply going to get tied up with all the pettiness and trivial issues and all the things that are thrown at us to deflect what is really taking place and to distract us? Are you going to do that? I mean, this is it. This is it. Do or die. 5 more years and you know it. Even them people know it. 5 more years and you know that the land of your birth is going to be unrecognizable. There are no more independent bodies or offices. They have been compromised. You can imagine 5 years of that added on. 5 years of babies dying in the NICU. You can imagine 5 years added on to that. 5 years added on to students falling through the cracks. Could you imagine 5 years being added on to that? 5 years, of course, being added on to home invasions. People, you have been victims of it. You have teachers, you have doctors, all walks of life. People who believe that they have the God-given right to come into your home and to violate your space. And if that is not good enough to snuff out your life, you can imagine 5 more years of that. 5 more years of seeing the murder toll go up in the 500s, in the 600s, in the thousands. 5 more years of that. Whether you like Mikey K, you don't like me, you don't like Andy Williams, you don't like Lennox, you don't like the Ground Report, you don't like Santa Cruz, you don't like Woodbrook, you don't like Kingsley, regardless of how you feel, can you live through that reality 5 more years? Are you simply just going to sit by and talk about Kamala this and Kamala that and look for kinks in Kamala's armor and she should do this and she should do that? Or are you going to get on board? Are you going to call Jolene John and say, listen, when is that next power walk for La Hocketa Talparo? Are you going to pick up the phone and call Anna Roberts and say, Senator, what is happening in St. Joseph? Are you going to call David Naked? What's going on in Tunapuna? Vandana Mohit, what's going on in Chaguanas East? Michelle Benjamin, you need help, sweetheart. What do you want? You need cupcakes, you need sandwiches, you need water for a meeting. What is going on? Are you going to call members of NATEX? Are you going to tell them? Are you going to call Rudal Munilal and let him know that what resources that we need? What are you going to do? Because you have to do something. You have, for the last 9 years, Rowdy and the PNM have been doing us. When are we going to stand up and start doing what's best for us? We the people. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the Monday night cottage meetings? Are you going to send a message of inspiration to Kamala Persad-Vicessa? Stay strong. We are Liz. We are with you. What are you going to do? Are you going to call Pagai in Arima and say, let the Arima executive know I'm coming to walk with them tomorrow and with them for the entire week as they gather data? Are you going to be focused or are you going to be caught up in the nonsense that the PNM is throwing out? People, this is it. Sunday, September 1st. Are you standing on TNT's business or are you happy laying in the PNM mess?
Oh boy, oh boy. So until tomorrow, please God. Same time, 6 a.m. tomorrow, please God, to 9 p.m. We are out of here. And again, thanks so much.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, all and sundry.
Lennox, you'll be on tonight?
Yes, I'm on tonight. Yes, I'm on tonight. Yes.
All right.
Transformation. So check out Lennox tonight. Folks, again, Sunday, September 1st. You have a choice to make. Put aside the pettiness, put aside the trivial issues, put aside your ego, and make Trinidad and Tobago the focus. We have to live better. We must live better. The choice is yours. Until tomorrow morning, we are out. Take us out, Andy. Take us out!
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
They lose faith in the country, they say we gone down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the will to recover in my people, I have confidence. Although many may seem to feel that I talk it nonsense, but the majority of we decide we're not going to run, because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country facing is that is our, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want
could be much sweeter.
From the country, we analyze just what was the problem. Yes, we start making very positive moves to solve them. We fire the old set on managers we had working. And it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require, them new managers not supplying. When election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put party before country. And if the country facing is dark, is sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try. Just a little.
Bang, 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 bang.
Man. Rima, Granny. Yeah, buy no shoes and ting. And make yeah, buy no shirt and ting. Soon as PNM win, not a thing, not a thing, not a thing. Well, the tax in my house and ting. I make cash up online and ting. What a thing, oh, what a thing, what a thing, what a thing. Down in Trinidad, I pay a gunshot a fling. Every day them get up is a war, war, war. Where the Ras and Aki really fighting for. For the rich still rich and the poor still poor. No matter how we knock on the da da da. Well, the poor can't take it no more, more, more. So them nines, them a go drum and fish, sure, sure, sure. We really don't care about the la la la. We really don't care about the la la la. Well, me can't buy no books and thing. And me can't buy no food and thing. Not a thing, not a thing, not a thing. Man, soon as PNM win, youth want smartphone and thing. But they can't go to school and thing. Not a thing, not a thing, not a thing. Man, soon as PNM win. What? Tell me what I want, tell me what I want. Down in Trinidad, please tell me what I want. Each and every day and you pick me a band. Up on the radio station me I hear about horn. But when I read the news another youth get con. Another mother cry, another mother mourn. Me a teach the youth from dusk till the dawn. Tell them bad mind can't stop me at all. Yeah, get no green, yeah, get no white. Get on the scene, let's rock man outside. Can't buy no shoes and thing. Can't buy no school books and thing. Oh, what a thing, what a thing, what a thing. Down in Trinidad, what a thing, what a thing. And me can't buy no house and thing. And me can't buy no food and check the dad, yeah, gunshot a fling. Yeah, get
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.